I get to work with Griffin today. Cold outside, so doing it in Haley's room, a quiet room, meeting place, whatever you call it. He doesn't really know a whole lot from what I've seen so far. He does know he likes treats, which is a good thing. It's always good to have a dog that's treat responsive. But out in the kennels, he's really loud, jumps up, barking at other dogs, so it's obviously just not the best kennel presence like I talked to yesterday. I also misspoke yesterday about what positive and, well, what negative reinforcement is. As my instructor at college says, my pencils still have erasers. The difference between positive and negative reinforcement is just, it's not positive as in good and negative as in bad. It's positive as in adding or negative as in taking away. So doing a behavior that you want, you add something, anything. You could be adding anything. There was an example that I read that a student hits another student, the teacher yells at him, but the student hits the other student more. It was still adding. She even added the threat of punishment, but he still hit the kid more. So you were adding. Obviously, so I'm adding something to him when he does what I want. But you can go to negative in just a short time of if he is doing something and you're not giving him a treat. Like technically right now, this is negative reinforcement. I'm taking something away until he responds the way I want him to. On the other hand, with like the prong collars and the punishment, it's positive punishment, negative punishment. I said it's not positive and negative don't mean good nor bad. It just means adding or subtracting. Just like symbol, positive and negative. So if you are adding punishment, as in pain, or anything, if you're putting a leash on a dog, technically you are adding some form of punishment because you are taking away his ability to run free, to roam, to do anything. When I push a dog into the kennel, I'm adding a punishment. I'm taking away its freedom. But negative punishment is you're taking away the punishment. If you're just allowing the dog to walk in of its own accord, you're taking away that punishment. That would be the same as pushing a dog down when he's jumping on you. You're adding that punishment. You're taking away what he wants. If you're not pushing him down anymore, not hitting him, not swatting with a paper, you're taking away that punishment. Like I said, you can go back and forth just in 2 seconds. Like, technically, right now, I'm negatively reinforcing this dog to do what I want by not giving it what he wants when he's doing what he wants. So yeah, that's more of actually what the 4 quadrants of training are: positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, negative punishment. So yeah, so this is Griffin. He's a good boy, but doesn't really know any behavior. Still has a lot of the puppy behavior of wanting to jump up. So I'm trying to introduce him to the clicker, same as what I was doing yesterday, but he doesn't know any behaviors yet, and he's distracted by stuff going on out there. So I want to get him used to the sound and the click. Okay, you can try to start by only doing it when he's down on the ground. You can just do it just clicking and treating, letting him know, click and feeding him a treat, letting him know, hey, if you hear that sound, this food is going to be here. I said try to use high value stuff. These treats are small and meaty, so they're quick and easy to get down, but not the best. Like I said, he's more distracted with what's going on out there. Let me try to get another treat. I'll be right back. Alright, so now I got some Alpo T-bones. See if he likes it better. So obviously the adding thing that I'm doing is the marker and the food. Seems to like these a little bit better. But you don't need to use food, obviously, if your dog is more play motivated or love motivated. I mean, all dogs love getting petted behind the ears. You can obviously use that. Letting them know that if they're doing something you want. So I like using treats because it's just a repetition. You can click, treat, click, treat, click, treat, click, treat. Those people that will use the yes or a call word rather than the clicker, doesn't really matter to me. They say that to use that because you always have your voice. Very true. You will forget your clicker. But generally, if you know you're going out with your dog and you need to train your dog, you would remember your clicker. It looks like he's starting to get it. Getting distracted by what's going on out there. That's what you do is you introduce him to the clicker, you click and treat, 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 and then let him get distracted. And then if you click and they come back to you, they've associated the clicker and the click sound with getting the treat. So hopefully they'll come to you. That doesn't happen instantaneously. It's not going to happen, after the 6-8 clicks. There's some videos on YouTube that say that usually it takes them that long to associate that, but to really get it into their long-term memory and short-term memories, so they always know, it takes a while. So with my classes, that's one of the, you don't go through a lot. You go through one step a week of all you're going to do for that week is click and treat, click and treat, click and treat. Let them know. I mean, you can throw in other behaviors if you capture them sitting, or if you can, doing anything, or going to the bathroom outside, you can click and reinforce that behavior. That's fine. But you always want to do some drills every day of just clicking and giving a treat, and clicking and giving a treat, and making sure that they know that every time they hear this sound, they're going to get a treat. It's the repetition. You want to be the most important person in the room, so have those high value, needy treats. Some dogs, like I said, aren't treat motivated, or if there's a ball around, they'll want to play with the ball more. Use that as your positive reinforcement, have it there, but get them to do, so you would click and play with the ball. Play with them for a couple minutes, not just throw it and then take it away from them. You have to actually play with them. That's why I said the repetitions are a lot more with food. So obviously this behavior is one of the behaviors we don't want. So if you, he's saying, hey, I'm up here, I'm up in his face, he's giving me the clicks, he's giving me treats. That's something you're going to have to work with later. But to not have to do that, so stand up, make sure he's not in a place where he can jump up. Like I said, with these dogs that weren't trained to stay down for puppies, that's one big thing is they jump up to you, same as a puppy would. They get attention, they get love, they get played with, they get petted. So after enough time of reinforcing the stay down behavior, you can see he's really paying attention to my clicks now. Every time I click, he turns back to me. He really knows what's going on. So making good progress for today. So this is introducing clickers to dogs. I mean, it's simple. You're gonna want to watch his caloric intake. These are really high calorie items, a lot of fat, a lot of protein. So obviously you're gonna want to do some more exercise with them on days that you treat heavy. You can also just use to get their attention the first couple times. You can use high value treats, and you can kind of mix in pieces of their actual kibble to try to keep the caloric intake down. make sure they get out a couple extra times. You know, maybe not give them as much food in the morning or at night. You know, calories, calories, calories.
We gotta worry about calories.
But just clicking and treating. Making sure he knows every time he hears that sound,